Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Welcome to my channel, The Scholar's Outlook, where you'll find the most innovative and insightful analysis on a wide range of topics. Be sure to watch the video and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated. Today's topic of presentation is Quranic Imagery and exploration of its literary, spiritual, and scientific perspective. Part 2. Listen to the use of imagery and antithesis in Surah Muhammad recited by Sheikh Ali Al-Hudayfi, who is an Imam in Prophet's Mosque. Example 2.
مثل الجنة التي وعد المتقون فيها أنهار من ماء غير آسن وأنهار من لبن لم يتغير طعمه وأنهار من خمر لذة للشاربين وأنهار من عسل مصفى ولهم فيها من كل الثمرات ومغفرة من ربهم كمن هو خالد في النار وسقوا ماء حميما فقطع أمعاءهم.
Listen to English translation. The description of paradise which the righteous people are promised is that therein are the rivers of water unaltered, rivers of milk, the taste of which never changes, the rivers of wine, delicious to those who drink, and rivers of purified honey, in which they will have from all kinds of fruits and forgiveness from the Lord. Are they like those who abide eternally in the fire and are given to drink scalding water that will tear apart their intestines? This ayah engages multiple senses such as taste, sight, touch, and inner feeling to make the message very clear and tangible. Think about the gustatory imagery, which means taste. Linguistic analysis. The Arabic phrase وَأَنْهَارٌ مِّن لَبَنٍ لَمْ يَتَغَيَّرْ طَعْمُهُ, milk whose taste never changes. It evokes freshness and nourishment. Another phrase وَأَنْهَارٌ مِّن خَمْرٍ لَذَّةٍ لِلشَّارِبِينَ, wine delicious to those who drink. It evokes pleasure without intoxication. Another phrase, Anharun min asalin musaffa, purified honey. It will evoke sweetness and healing. Again, the Arabic phrase, وَلَهُمْ فِيهَا مِنْ كُلِّ الثَّمَرَاتِ. Fruits of all kinds evoke variety and delight. Now look at the antithesis. كَمَنْ هُوَ خَالِدٌ فِي النَّارِ وَسُقُوا مَاءً حَمِيمًا فَقَطَّعَ أَمْعَاءُهُمْ. Are they like those who abide eternally in the fire and are given to drink scalding water that will tear apart their intestines? On the one hand, the righteous people in heaven will see never-changing rivers of water and milk, rivers of delicious wine, and rivers of purified honey. On the other hand, the sinners will be served the scalding water that will tear apart their intestine. Look at the visual imagery, which means you can see with your eyes. You can see the flowing rivers that create a vivid picture of abundance and beauty. You can also feel organic imagery, which means inner sensation. The phrase forgiveness from the Lord evokes inner peace and relief. On the other hand, you can see the scalding water tearing intestine. This evokes inner agony and torment. Scalding water also evokes burning and searing pain. It is a tactile imagery, which means touch and physical sensation. Look at the scientific explanation. The Arabic phrase "ma'in ghaira asinin," water unaltered. Think from the scientific viewpoint. Stagnant water becomes contaminated with bacteria and toxins. Flowing fresh water remains pure. So the Quran's description aligns with modern hydrology and microbiology. The Arabic phrase "labanin lam yataghayyar ta'amuhu," taste of milk that never changes. Look at the scientific explanation. Milk spoils quickly due to bacterial growth. In paradise, it is described as eternally fresh. Science confirms that milk's nutritional richness, such as proteins, calcium, vitamins, symbolizes eternal nourishment. The Arabic phrase "anharun min khamrin lazzatin lisharibin," wine delicious to those who drink. Think from the scientific viewpoint. Earthly wine intoxicates and harms the liver. Paradise wine is described as pure enjoyment without harm. You can clearly understand the contrast between human biochemistry and divine perfection. Again, another phrase, "anharun min aslin masaffa." The purified honey is naturally antibacterial and medicinal. Modern science confirms its healing properties for wounds and digestion. The Quran emphasizes its purity, symbolizing health and sweetness. The Arabic phrase ma'in hamiman, which means is scalding water, boiling water in hell. Think about the scientific reasons. Drinking boiling liquid causes thermal injury, esophageal rupture, gastric perforation, necrosis of intestine. The Quran's phrase tearing intestines matches medical knowledge of internal organ being damaged from extreme heat. Psychological contrast. Neuroscience shows vivid sensory imagery, which includes taste, heat, and pain. This imagery activates the limbic system, intensifying emotional response. The verse uses contrast between pleasure and pain, coolness and heat, sweetness and burning to strengthen moral reflection. Thus, you can easily visualize and easily understand how sensory contrast are used throughout the Quran. Listen to the background of Surah Muhammad. This surah was revealed shortly after the Prophet's migration to Medina. The Muslim community had just migrated from Mecca to Medina, escaping persecution. This was a turning point from patience under oppression to establishing a society with political and military responsibility. The surah aims to prepare believers for challenges of war and emphasizes reliance on Allah. Therefore, the rewards of believers have been mentioned. The believers will be given Jannah with rivers of pure water, pure milk, pure wine, and pure honey. On the other hand, the punishment of disbelievers have also been mentioned. The disbelievers will live in eternal fire and boiling water, tearing the intestines. Thank you very much for listening with patience.